This is Tarron with Twist Mesquite Performance Horses. Today we're going over a video with Cinnamon. We're going to go over 3 exercises that we used to advance this horse, specifically in the flag work this week. We warmed this horse up prior to the video to get her in a good frame of mind, thinking, helping her loosen up. We're really impressed with how this horse is coming along. She's starting to figure out where to put her feet in these turns, figuring out how to get her front end through the turn, figuring out where to put her back feet. She's making some good improvements. So this first exercise we're going through, we want to counter bend this horse, have her stop, and come back through the turn. And so right there, if we ask her to turn and her turn's not very good, I'm going to get a couple more turns out of her, ask her to come out of that turn and spend some more time in that turn a little bit till she gets her feet freed up. So, and right there was how I want to do it. I want to come right across and then go out into that direction. Here in a minute, we're going to do it at the trot as well, and so put some speed into her feet where we're going somewhere. You know, it's like we're working a cow, where we work this cow, we stop this cow, go through the turn, and then we're following that cow. We're going with that cow. And so we want to do the same in our dry work here. We unfortunately had some audio issues during this video. So I'm going back and narrating what we're working on right here. So a lot of what I'm working on, I want to drive this horse forward. I want to drive her into her face a little bit. We're needing her to figure out how to drive up into her face, to come back, to stop, come back, and come through that turn. So where that was a little better right there, but we're going to keep improving it. And we're going to stay on this side till we get some improvement. We get it a little better. You know, we're wanting to get her shoulders picked up right here. We're wanting her to stay soft in my hands, where she's driving her butt and she's bringing her back up. She's driving her butt up, coming forward. She's doing a good job of bringing that butt around for us right here. She's picking that shoulder up. But a lot of what I'm working on right here is getting her to drive up into her face, to where she's not if she raises her head, if she has her head above a certain point and she's leaning into my hands, then her body's elongated. You know, she's putting all of her weight down on her front end, and it makes it more difficult to turn around. So like right there, it took us some time to help her set it up, but that turn was a lot better. We do spend some time on this This left side, this has been her, I would say the least, I guess the side that she struggled with the most. But she's a smart horse. Once she figures it out, she'll understand and it won't be a big deal. And so right there, she just kind of jumped around. She didn't come back, draw back, and just step through that turn. And so I made her do it again, and I wanted just her to step around. I wanted her to come through that turn and then put some effort, get some speed, get some momentum. So I got her up into that trot. You can see our daughter in the background playing with that flag. That's what I've been looking at back there. So now we're going to work on it at the trot. We're going to do our counter bend. Get those shoulders moved up out of the way, get her driving up into her face, have her stop, back up, and come back through that turn. And that was a lot better right there. So she can do it. She's very talented. She can do it. A lot of it is getting through that mentality into her mind. So getting through that mentality that she has, that maybe she resists us handling her a little bit. She's made a lot of improvements over the last few weeks. She's really started to put some effort in, start trying to think about what we're wanting her to do right here. We've been able to make a lot of improvements with her. And this week, focusing largely on our flag work and our body control that is going to help us with it, it's made a lot of improvement. Her stops are getting better right there. She's driving up into her stop. When I take my feet off of her, she's stopping. She's backing up. Whole lot better. We're getting the pieces put together. The more we do this exercise, the more it's just going to be fluid, and she's going to understand there's a pattern to it. And so when she knows, when she stops, we back up, and I put my feet on her, we're going to turn. When she realizes the pattern, she's going to get a lot more fluid about it. Whereas right now, she's still kind of, there's delay between the different maneuvers we're doing right here, and she's resisting it. She's not fully locked into what we're doing yet. But as we go along, as I said, she recognizes the pattern. she'll understand, hey, this is what we're working on, and she'll continue to get better. So again, we're wanting her to drive up into her face. We spent some time the last few weeks. We got to that point to where she was resisting my hands, fighting my hands too much, and so we went back and worked on a bunch of that stuff. And so as we're going, I want to make sure that I remind her of that. That was a little better, but we're going to work on that side again. So when you see that head bobbing and you see, her throw her head up in the air, that's that resistance in there where she's wanting to fight what we're asking her to do a little bit. But we just stick with her. There. We got her set up for it. That stop, that back up and that turn, got that set up better, and she turned a lot better right there, so we let her just walk out of it. Let her think about it a second. Make her do that turn again. She was hopping around on her front end rather than just stepping around. And so right there, she just stepped around, so we let her back out of it. We've gotten through a lot of that resistance with her at this point. That was a lot better, that stop. She wasn't fighting us as much. Just backing up. Getting her feet stuck a little bit. But then coming through that turn. And so all of this is a prime example of sticking with what you're working on. And you keep working on it. You work on getting it better, making improvements, being patient about it. And you'll continue to make progress. Where we stuck through it a little bit right there, stuck through some of that ugliness, and she's starting to pay attention to what we're asking her to do, move her body how we're asking her to move it. Those stops are getting cool. Those stops are getting a lot nicer. See, and that's the beauty with how we have things structured. And we teach these horses individual parts. We teach a horse how to stop. We teach a horse how to move its shoulders. We teach a horse how to move its hip. We teach a horse how to do these individual things. We can go and spend some time working on an individual aspect that isn't very good. And so a month or two ago when our stops weren't very good, we spent some time working on them. We spent some time improving them. We spent some time improving our backup, and those are getting a lot better. And so, when I just take up my feet off of her and pull up the reins a little bit, she stops and she looks really nice. She's light on her front end, puts her butt in the ground. Her backups are nice, and so we just continue to work on these different aspects to put the puzzle all together. And it's the same with this backup and our turnaround, adding our turnaround in there. The more we work on it, giving her, rewarding her for when she does it well, and we'll make improvements, and we continue to get her better. Continue to help this horse learn a skill that she'll have for the rest of her life. So now we got our flag set up. I wanted to come over here and just kind of let rest her a little bit next to this flag. We're wanting to continue with an understanding of what we were working on in our dry work leading up to our flag work. And I want this flag to be a reward for her, where she stops with this flag, she can rest right there, and we just continue to improve what we were working on. I want to make sure that she backs up well for me. Stop was good. Back up and go with the flag. But you can tell how much better adding when we add the flag, how much better she's stopping, backing up, and coming through her turn. Especially her turn. The quality of her turn is better when we have her on the flag. And so on these cow horses, it is a benefit to have this flag, because it gives them something to think about, so it gives them something to focus on, and they're not spending so much time maybe worrying about what you're asking them to do. We need to be able to work them on dry work without cow or without a flag, but when we can work on that and then work on some pieces and then come back to the flag or come back to the cow and spend some time helping them understand this is why we're wanting them to do that. I think it helps their mind a whole lot, helps them improve quite a bit. So her stop was good right there. Her backup was better. Her turn was good. She had some momentum back through there. She's using those hindquarters. Again, I want to get that shoulder. She has a tendency on that left side to lean into that flag, and so I want to get that shoulder up out of there to where she has a good angle right here, to where her shoulders picked up, her hips kind of angled towards the flag a little bit, and her head's angled toward the flag a little bit. And that gives us the ability. That's her athletic position in that stop right there, to where then she can rock back and come back through that turn easily, rather than if her shoulder's sitting there in the way, she's dragging that, and her shoulder's in the way. Her shoulder is the closest thing to that cow. Then she has a tendency to drag that shoulder across there rather than getting her weight onto her hips. So that was a good back up, and she came through there well. Just gonna have her back up till she gets a little better right there. Again, she's fighting me, so I get some more steps, then come back through there. Get her back in time with that a little bit. Add some speed to it. Get her thinking about trying. Get her coming through there. So I'm going to go and remind her again. Get her weight shifted back. I want her to come through this turn. So we're going to spend a second right here just reminding her to come back and then let her out. A lot of this stuff is patterning these horses, giving them the opportunity to learn this, giving them enough reps to where it becomes second nature for them, so that when things get faster like they did, then they understand the principles or the basics, and we can always go back to those basics. So there was a lot better. She's got that shoulder up out of the way. She's backing up with some good cadence. And that was an improvement there. There, I like that front end movement right there a lot more. She really got around that turn and got her shoulder up out of, just picked herself up and got through there. I liked it. There, that was a lot better right there. A lot better. And so when you see moves like those, we know that she can do it. We know that she's able to do it. She's for sure athletic enough to do it. So it's just helping her understand that's what we're wanting her to do and improving it every day. Resting her when she does it how we want her to do it. That turn was really nice there. There, good. See, when she lets me handle her right there, we get a really nice turn. And so it's just working through a lot of that resistance. And repeating these exercises enough to where she just continues to get better. And we continue to work them, and we continue to improve. We continue to rest her where we need to rest her, where she thinks through that whole process. But that last few minutes right there, those were really good. Those were a big improvement. I think those are some of the best turns she's had. So she's certainly doing a lot better here. So that's coming to the end of our video. She's really improved this week. You know, encouraging her and spending some time working those exercises specifically related to our cow turn and our flag work. It's helped her understand a lot more, and so we'll probably continue to do that next week. But as for this week, in this video, that'll be it. We thank y'all, and we'll catch you on the next one.